Good morning and welcome back to another vlog. I actually did not plan to start a new YouTube video today, but my day kind of took an unexpected turn and I was like, let me pull out the camera and start a new YouTube video. As you'll see momentarily, or you can already probably see like this, I do not have a couch anymore. I sold my couch yesterday. I am starting this vlog a couple of days after I finished the last one, if you saw my most recent vlog. And I sold my couch yesterday and my new couch was supposed to come this morning. To kind of put a long story short, they were supposed to come Tuesday. I called Monday to obtain my time frame and they messed up, and although they told me Tuesday, they accidentally put me on the schedule for today, Thursday. So I cleared today and moved my physical therapy around, and they came out this morning and wouldn't even attempt to bring the box up my stairs. I do have very difficult stairs, but they had tons of photos and exact specific measurements over a week before my delivery date, and they got here, took one look at the stairs, measured it, and said, we need a 41-inch clearance to bring this up with 2 people and your clearance is 34 inches. But they did know that beforehand, so I was a little confused. They're able to get the box up, they just have to lift the package or like the box above their waist, and for liability reasons, if that's the case, they need more than 2 people, which I completely understand, and I do not want or need anyone injuring themselves over a couch delivery. It's not that serious, but I am a little confused why they asked for measurements beforehand. Neither here nor there, because the point is my couch is not here. They did take it off the truck, like it was sitting right outside the truck, but then they ended up loading it back on and said they probably can't come back until next week. I did ask if there was any way that they could come tomorrow before the weekend hit. They said that they will call me back, but most likely not. So I'm probably just gonna be couchless for my last little bit of time off of work. I do actually have all of next week off of work, and I go back a couple of days into the following week. I did not update you after my doctor's appointment in the last vlog, but I do have a couple extra days off of work now to like finish out PT, which will be nice, and I'm hoping that I can have a couch for at least a chunk of it, but we'll see when they call me later today. Yesterday, throughout the day between taking breaks, I did a couple of things that I have been putting off or not able to do, like cleaning the blinds and a lot of little meticulous tasks that feel so nice. I mentioned in the last vlog I haven't been able to do a full bucket mop more than twice in the last couple of months, so I did my cedar mop just in sections and took breaks between. In preparation for the couch, I just wanted like a clean slate and fresh floors, and it feels so nice in here. So my plan today after the couch came was really to just enjoy it. So now that I don't have a couch to lounge on, I figured why not get out of the house for a little bit. It'll be good for my mental health and to get my body moving. So we're gonna go to a couple of stores, and I do have some things in mind that I'm hoping to find. So here's the area. I had just a sheet down covering the carpet since it's freshly shampooed so that they could walk on it with their shoes. I did measure out the length and depth of the couch, and I'm thinking this might be the configuration, but it also looks like it might be too congested. I don't feel like I will really know for sure until the couch is in here and I can see it. But the new couch is shorter in length than my old couch, so I feel like I could make the L shape work, but then I have the smaller round coffee table, so I'll just have to see it all together. The coffee table is sitting over there right now. Probably just got a lot more quiet because the air went off. So here's my dining room. I don't show it a ton in any of my content, especially short form, but it's been in a circle shape for quite some time. I've talked about it before, but I got this coffee table off OfferUp. It is vintage. It comes with 2-leaf inserts. I got it for like 120 bucks. It was such a steal. I do love it and I think it's gorgeous, but sometimes I think that it's a little bit dark considering the kitchen cabinets are like the same color. And vintage furniture is just very finicky. Like I literally did this the other day. I need to go to Home Depot today and try and get something to buff it out. I use the dining table for a lot more than just eating. I do my nails here and other things, and I am careful and I use protection, but accidents happen, and anything hot, anything cold leaves rings. So for quite some time I've been contemplating if I wanted a new dining table, and anytime I get the itch, what I've been doing is I just put in a leaf or take out a leaf. Kind of just feels like new and refreshed in here, and it's a good way to just kind of revamp the space or make it feel a little bit different without buying something new. So that seems to be working. So then my mind went to like maybe I need new chairs, because I feel like the black chairs with the black buffet just are a little bit dark in here. The dining chairs that I keep finding online are absolutely absurd. Like $250 a chair, like what? So what I came up with was that I think these 2 pieces of art above the buffet have had their time and they need to go. I've had those frames for like maybe, oh my gosh, I'm guessing 6 years. It used to have like some blue art print in it, and I took it out and redid it with plaster art a couple of years ago, and I think it just makes this whole dining room look a little meh. I told my little story time about this piece of art in my house tour, apartment tour, if you watch that, but I love this piece of art. I think it is so gorgeous, but I really don't think it gets the attention it deserves, nor the justice that it should have being on this wall. It just doesn't really pop. So I was thinking if I moved this piece of art over above the buffet, it would pop a lot more. It would tie in the black frame with the black chairs and the black buffet, but the actual art inside would give it like a pop of color and make it a little bit more fun over in that area. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna move the Sex and the City print probably just in my room or somewhere else. And then I am hoping to find a bigger piece of art, maybe something similar size of like these two put together to have here above the couch. Maybe something a little bit more like sophisticated, or not sophisticated, but like I just kind of want some type of art or like painting, I think. Probably won't find that today, but it's worth a shot. I might have to order it online. And then I also forgot to mention that I am not opposed to the idea of replacing not only this lamp here, because while I adore and love it, I think it's a little bit too tall and doesn't really fit the space well, size-wise, dimension-wise. I also feel the same about this lamp here in the corner. When I moved in here, there were certain things that I just settled on that I wasn't obsessed with, but that fit the budget at the time, and I knew eventually I would want to replace and revamp it when I was in the position to do so. So I'm not opposed to new lamps both here and over there as well. I think I'm gonna go get a little fun beverage and hop on over to like maybe at home TJ Maxx and just have a little outing and take you along with me. Just got to TJ Maxx. I am ultimately deciding to return this. I posted about it on my Instagram stories. Very unlike me to just impulse buy something I have no need for, but I really fell in love with it. But I've tried it in a few different areas of the house and it's just not working. I literally just tried it on my coffee, or not my coffee table, my dining table, which you probably saw while I was showing the dining room. And I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. I don't have the receipt anymore, unfortunately. I had given it to my sister for something, so hopefully they'll just give me store credit. I also just stopped by a little local coffee shop and got an energy drink. They have like their original base and you add in pumps. So I got passion fruit and guava and it is so delicious. And I also noticed as I was leaving my house, you probably can't even see it on camera, but somebody did door ding my driver's side door. If you saw previously, a couple of months ago, I got my passenger side door fixed. I guess it's really common with the shape of the Maxx. The person that fixed the other side told me. So maybe it's something I just need to get used to. Always gotta check out the clearance section. I'm not really seeing much today though. I don't know why I'm like a total sucker for lunch bags. I feel like this one's cute. It's a little too small for me, but I feel like I really love the shape of this one. You could fit like meal prep containers, and I like bags that are sturdier like this. But I don't need one. I don't need one. The tongs that I have are gray. They're kind of getting stained. So I found this little mini set, which are gold, and I love for only $3.99. The ones I have right now are silver, so I'm gonna get those. And then I only have a small cookie scoop right now, but I feel like the bigger one's good for obviously bigger cookies, but also like other things, just portioning out certain recipes, and also obsessed that it's gold. $4.99 for this. I feel like that's also a steal. We have our first Halloween and fall sighting. I have not seen any stores, or just haven't been to any stores yet that have it, but I also haven't been out much. This is kind of cute. I know it's early, but this is honestly getting me so excited. I did Summerween a little bit ago and it was so fun. It's been like one of my favorite traditions that I have started with my friends. Not a huge fan of the frame, but this is what I mean, like something like this, but obviously on a way larger scale for above the couch would be so pretty. I also love this little guy. It's actually the same artist, I think, as the other one that I just had. And I like this too. Just don't have really anywhere to put anything these sizes. Do they have lamps here? I'm kind of like feeling like I've never seen a lamp in TJ Maxx for some reason. I actually think they have like a dorm section down this way, so let me go check. I think I see a very small lamp section right here. I think I would have better luck with lamps at home though. I think ultimately I'm just going to be leaving with my tongs and my cookie scoop. They actually let me return the tray with my credit card and it went back to my card, so that's really good to know. I don't know if all stores do that. I feel like that's not... Well, maybe it's more common now than it used to be, but I figured I was going to get store credit. If we're thinking girl math, that means that my purchase almost was free. But since I got a refund to the card, the two items together were like $9.60 something cents. I feel like that's really good for both of those little kitchen gadgets. Now I'm off to stop number 3, or 2. Well, technically 3 because of my drink. I totally forgot that most at-home stores were closing, so I have a feeling I'm not going to find much in here. I figure maybe I'll manifest some good luck energy if I got a cart. It says lamps are 40% off, so if I can manage to find something, that will be like a super good deal. That is actually the lamp base that I currently have, and it's 50% off, which I think would be an extra 40% off. So that would be crazy. Trying another aisle, no luck so far. And then here's my lampshade that I have in the dining room. So they still have the full lamp set up here if you liked my lamp on my buffet. It's like very 70s vibes for sure. I love this lampshade as well. And I honestly love this one too. I wonder if that would be like a vibe with a green base. Maybe I'll take it and we can go check. About 100 milligrams of caffeine and a few FaceTime consultations with my sister later, and my cart is literally full. I've honestly just found so many good finds, and everything's between 30 and 50% off, which is kind of crazy. Starting from the top, I have been needing new bath towels for a long time. I got like the basic, cheapest white towels when I moved out into my last apartment. It's been several years. They're super dry. They're very small. I've been mulling over like if I should invest in Brooklinen or like really nice towels for months, and at this point I just need new towels. These are super soft, and I went on and compared sizes with like Costco, which is another place I was contemplating on going to get them. 30 by 64 inches is very similar to Costco. Costco's are like 30 by 70, so I think this is a really good deal because each towel is $5.99, but then they're 30% off, so I'm gonna be paying like $30 for 6 towels. I just got 2 new hand towels as well. I'm honestly like not the biggest fan of the gray, but I don't know, I think it'll work just fine. It's just a bath towel, no one's really gonna see it. You might be like, Allie, what the heck is this pink fuzzy rug? So I have been wanting a rug under my bed for a long time, just to make it a little bit cozier overall and a little softer to walk on, just being my bedroom, and the fact that I'm always barefoot, I thought it would be nice. I was in the rug bin section for, I don't even know, probably 30 minutes looking through different rugs. Once you found one you liked, you had to like go searching to see if they even had it in stock, which was kind of hit or miss. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of people are buying things like that because of the crazy sales. This wouldn't necessarily be my first choice for a rug, but I do think that my room is a little funky with the wallpaper and the green lamps, and this kind of matches the same family color as the wallpaper. I just really love the pink and green contrast of the lamps and the wallpaper. I think it's super funky, and I don't know, this is kind of just like screaming early 2000s room. I don't know, I think it's a vibe. So 5x7 rug is literally going to end up being like, I want to say $35 to $40, even if it's not something I keep super long term or end up being obsessed with. $30 or around $30 for this kind of rug is really, really good. I've been contemplating replacing the bathroom mirror above my sink forever. It just came obviously with my place because I rent. I do have a storage that I could just stick the current mirror in, and I think I want to hang this up. It'll give me more clearance. Like the mirror I have now is really thick and my sink isn't very large, so I feel like it's just like too much for the space. So I'm hoping this will work. I'm gonna ask the return policy first. If I can't return, I might forego this one, but I thought this would be cute over the sink, and it's just literally like, I think it's gonna be like $20. I fell in love with this piece of art, honestly, more so the matting, how it has the white matting and then the dark green matting. I thought that that was such a cute contrast against the wood. I do like the art. I'm not like obsessed with the art as much as I am with the matting, but I think overall I really like this. So that's probably gonna go above the couch. And lastly, my lamp, which is where we started. I found this base, which I really like the shape of, not the color, so I'm going to paint it and kind of attempt an Anthropologie dupe. Every random lamp I see online that I fall in love with, I click on and it's Anthropologie, and it's like $5,000. So I thought, in contrast with this funky lampshade, either doing a monochromatic vibe and like a dark blue base to tie in this, or doing something totally opposite and funky would be cute. I think I'll see if there's a Michael's anywhere near me, or like somewhere where I can just go pick up some paint. Just kidding, I'm back. I found this little plant pot. I honestly have the hardest time finding pots. I just don't think most of them are cute, but I think this is just so cutesy and girly and, I don't know, whimsical. It's literally going to be like $5. And then lastly, I have been in need of some new surge protectors and adapters for around the house, where I have like traditional extension cords, but furniture's pushed against them and they're starting to like come apart and show wires, and that worries me. So I got this one for in my kitchen where I charge all of my electronics, because it has a built-in USB. That'll be so nice, because right now I just have one box that I keep moving back and forth. And then I got 2 of these ones for, like I said, behind furniture, like one behind my TV, and then I think the one behind my couch needs replacing as well. And now I am officially done. Stopped to get a little food on my way home, since I know I want to go home and rest. I'm not going to want to cook, and this is just so nostalgic and such a vibe. I got a Happy Meal, so it came with nuggets and fries. I got some ranch and then just a water bottle. Back home, and before I was leaving earlier, I saw a package on my doorstep, and it didn't have any like specific note on it. I don't think. Did I miss it? It did say fragile this side up, but I didn't even know what this brand was. Sometimes I get PR that I don't know is necessarily coming. I don't know if this is PR. I'm so confused, but the flowers still look amazing for being inside for hours in this box. This is from the company Happy Bee, the new pre and probiotic that I've been taking, and they literally sent me a restock as well. This is so freaking sweet. I seriously cannot believe how fresh these are. Shout out to Fresh Sense. I've never even heard of this company. Good morning from me and my electrolytes. I went a little crazy today and I did half a scoop of watermelon and half a scoop of lemonade from Ultima, of course. I've recently got into mixing flavors and I don't know, it's just kind of fun. I'm going to put on some makeup right now. I have physical therapy in a bit, and then I also have a campaign to film. I don't always put on makeup when I film campaigns. It really just depends, but today I feel like putting on makeup, so that's what we're gonna do. I have also started experimenting with new primers. I'm not usually a primer girly, but just with how oily my skin is, it was like manageable before, but after my hormones really started shifting around after getting off birth control, it is so much more oily. I feel like I said that weird. And no amount of matte foundation cuts it anymore, whereas before it would make it more manageable. So I've started experimenting with primers. I was fortunate enough to get this in PR a while ago, but I just like never used it. I don't know why. It's called Secure the Sweat from One Size. I think it's for oily skin, or is it just for sweating? I guess we'll find out. I actually used this once already, and I think it held up good. It was like a week and a half ago. 2 weeks ago? Why can't I remember? I don't know what it is, but I feel like my memory is just like not what it used to be. Maybe that's just a normal part of aging. I'm not really sure. I feel like this needs a second to get tacky. Is that what you're supposed to do? Wait 1 minute for formula to dry. Got it. So yesterday, I planned to vlog majority of the night. The only plans that I had after coming home was a friend coming over in the evening, but it ended up just being a very weird day. Like a lot of things, like a lot of random weird things were happening like off camera. Like I kind of felt, I was like, is it like a full moon? Am I in the twilight zone? I don't think I updated you because the phone call came in while I was shopping at home, but the furniture company called and said that they were going to either come today in the evening or Saturday. Like they were going to call in a special team Saturday just to come to my house, and I was like, honestly, that makes me feel terrible. I don't want anyone to give up their Saturday to bring me a piece of furniture. Like, don't worry about it. And she was like, no, it's gonna be one or the other. Let me just decide which one is better if you're open to both, and I'll call you back. And I was like, whatever's better for you guys, like just let me know. And then about 25 minutes after getting home from all of my running around, I got another phone call and they were like, we actually have a team that can come out like literally right now. It was like 3:45 or 4 o'clock at that point, and I again was like, I really don't want to put anyone out if someone just worked a full day of a route and then they need to come all the way here. She was like, no, honestly, like he would love to just do it today and get it to you, and that way everything's like just resolved. And he just ended up coming in his personal truck with another person. They didn't bring like the company truck, that way they could just go home after. What was interesting was that they only came back with 2 people, and she said that he thought after looking at the photos and the dimensions that they could do it with just them 2. And I was like, I really don't need anyone like overexerting themselves. I can wait for 4 people. And she was like, no, even if it's a different day, he said he can do it with just 2. So they ended up getting the couch up fine, but it was not without effort. I felt awful. I literally was like, I am so sorry after they got the couch up. They could have gotten it up easily without having the couch in the box, but per 6 pennies policy, you're not allowed to take the couch out of the box, which is understandable because if you do and then you mess it up, like who's liable for that? You know what I mean? So they had to keep it in the box, which made the move super difficult, and the couch is so heavy. They were so nice though, and they got everything set up and delivered, and I now have my couch, which is so exciting, and I'm so thankful I was able to get it yesterday because I definitely thought I was gonna be couchless for like a week. So obviously I need to show you the couch once I'm done getting ready, or like after I get back from my appointments, but that's gonna be probably the next clip that you see anyhow. I sat on it last night for a few hours. It's so funny because it's been my dream couch, at least my dream brand of couch. I kind of was going back and forth on the style for a while, but I sat in it for a few hours last night, and right when I went to sit down, I was like, wait a second, I'm nervous. Never even sat in it, which was the same situation for the chair that I bought from them last year. But the chair was just, I don't know, didn't seem like as daunting or scary of a thing because it's just a single chair compared to like your entire couch. It's super comfy. I definitely think it needs a little bit of time to set in, as all couches do. There's like a break-in period, but I love it. It literally just looks like a cloud. Thankfully I had someone over last night, so they were such a help, like with moving the couch a little bit, just kind of reconfiguring and seeing how I liked things. And then they also like put my rug under my bed for me that I bought yesterday, which there's like a hair on my lip. I can feel it, but I can't see it, which is a funny story because I mismeasured. I thought that I needed a 5x7 rug for under my bed. Yeah, I needed like an 8x10 or a 7x9. So the rug is way too small. I was literally so hyped that I got such a good deal on it. It came out to be $41 for a 5x7 rug, but now I can't use it. I'll show you and see what you think, but there's just like, I don't think any way that anybody would say that they like the sizing of it. I don't even think most people are going to like the rug itself. I feel like if you get the vision with my wallpaper and my lamps, you get it. Like you get it or you don't get it. I also don't love the piece of art I got to go above the couch, so I think that I'm gonna move the posters above my bed to the living room and move that art above my bed. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to map it all out in my brain. Everything did end up being final sale yesterday. There's no returns, and I just went on a whim and bought that mirror anyhow, so I also need to see if that mirror is even going to work in the bathroom, because I might end up with a rug, a mirror, and a piece of art that I can't use in here. This blush is so gorgeous. It's very potent. Like, I literally barely tapped. It is Thriving from Rare Beauty. It's their matte bouncy blush. It is just so pretty, but like I said, be so careful and proceed with caution. I don't know how much you can see in the background, but my room is a little disheveled. My bed's not made. I'm gonna be washing my sheets today, so I was like, I'm not gonna put in the effort of making it. I posted on my Instagram story yesterday the song David by Lorde is easily one of my top songs of 2025. I'm calling it now, even though we're only a little past halfway through the year. I think I've heard it at least 100 times in the last week. The other day on Spotify, I hit so that the song would repeat once when it was done, and I think I tapped it twice and it went to the setting where it just keeps replaying indefinitely on a loop. And I think I listened to it like 20 times in a row just in that one setting. This brow gel can get out of control very quickly, and I think I went a shade too dark, so I have to be like very careful and precise when putting it on. But I don't want it to go to waste, so I'm still gonna use it. I just have to, like with the blush, proceed with caution. I did not get around to my self-care night last night. I did wash my hair, but I still need to do like full self-care. My eyebrows need to be plucked so bad. I think I'm gonna probably do that whole routine tomorrow. I'm just gonna put on the lightest little touch of mascara. I don't really feel like having a lot of mascara on right now for some reason. 1 coat per eye sounds good today. Normally I do like 2 to 3. Something I also forgot to talk about in my last vlog, which I don't know if anyone noticed. I definitely noticed, but you notice things on yourself way more than anyone else would, I think. And I notice it way more on camera or in photos than I do in real life, but I did talk about on Instagram. I went and got masseter Botox for my teeth clenching, teeth grinding. It's called, I don't know how to pronounce it, bruxism. I know I've talked about it on YouTube before. I think when I was going to the dentist one morning, I was talking about how many issues I have, root canals, crowns, cracked teeth, chipped teeth, from how bad I grind every night in my sleep. I've tried every like holistic approach, if that's what you want to call it, stress management, different things before bed, magnesium, like just a whole slew of things, and nothing was working, and it was getting almost like worse by the month. My teeth literally cannot handle anymore the effects of the grinding, so I decided to get the Botox. I've known about it for years. I've been recommended it for years, but I just would want to avoid anything like that if possible. I'm not against stuff. I have lip filler, and I've tried Botox in my forehead once like 5 years ago. I was not a big fan of it. So other than that, which is worn off by now, I just have the lip filler. I don't know, there's always negative side effects, especially with the masseter Botox. There's a lot of area, I feel like, for error and a lot of risks, which there is for any injections, but just, I don't know, it just kind of freaked me out a bit and I avoided it, but it got to the point where I was like, I can't keep doing this to my teeth. So I researched a lot. I went for a consult only with somebody and then ended up booking with them. I actually think today marks 3 weeks since having it done. It might be 4. What I was talking about though, in terms of like what I noticed that I don't know if anyone else noticed, it slims out your face, which is also one of the side effects that I didn't want and wasn't looking forward to. I was fine with my face shape. A lot of people actually do it for aesthetics over like medical treatment like I did it for. If you want to slim the appearance of your face or your jaw, you can do that. I obviously didn't go in for that, but there's no way to avoid that side effect. It just is what it is. I definitely noticed my face slimmed out like in person, looking in the mirror, but I was like, it's fine. But then I took a photo and sent it to someone trying to show them how it had slimmed, and I was like, whoa. And then when I was watching back the last vlog that I posted and editing, I was like, oh my goodness. I just feel like, I think it's your jowls is what it's called. I think I was talking to Raina the other day and I think that's what she said it was called. My jowls right here, like this chunk right here, is just so heavy. I don't know if you can tell at this angle because you are kind of down because I like to catch the sunlight from the window, but because it slims right here, it almost puts an emphasis on the jowls right here. So before my face went like that and the jowls looked fine and just were flush with the shape of my face. But now that it's slimmed here, the jowls are like really heavy and they almost look like they protrude a little bit. I don't know if that's making sense, but I do think that the benefits of the Botox and like the relief of pain, it has been life-changing. Waking up not in tooth pain every single morning has been phenomenal. If my pain was at 100% before, not just in the morning, throughout the entire day, toothache, jaw pain, the whole 9 yards, if it was at 100, I would say it's at like a 15 now. Some days an 8 or 10. So I really don't know how I can go back to the pain and all the side effects from the grinding, but I also do not love the shape of my face. So I don't know, something to talk about my doctor with. You only go about every 6 months for the Botox, so I have like another 5-ish months before I even go back. Definitely something that I'm gonna mention. I have a feeling that there might be something else I can do cosmetically to help the appearance of the jowls. Watch me be saying jowls wrong this whole time. But I don't really want to do anything else cosmetic, I don't think. It took me long enough to decide to do this, so just in case anyone picked up on it and thought that my face looked a little bit different. Enough rambling. I am going to get dressed, film, physical therapy, and then I will catch up with you after to show you the couch. I totally forgot to check in with you guys and show you the couch. Also, disclaimer, both the dishwasher and the washer is going. I just started the dishwasher after doing a few dishes, and then I am washing all of the towels that I bought yesterday. I'm probably also talking really loud because I have these covering my ears. Oh yeah, it's way louder without the noise canceling on. But anyways, here's the couch. Ta-da! I feel like a really good chunk of people might be like, that is just a basic cream couch. What is so special about it? I'm just obsessed with it. The other choice that I was contemplating between, it was only two. I was going back and forth between this one and the sofa that matched my chair. So it had the same style, it had the same type of arms. It was like pretty much identical. Obviously it's the same line, but I was like, do I want it super matchy-matchy? Do I want to switch it up a little bit? The arms on here are very thin and not somewhere where you can like lay your head down. They also come up a little bit farther than these arms, I believe. So it wouldn't have been something that I could like lounge on. Obviously I can use a pillow, but even last night I was lounging my head just on the arm without a pillow and it was totally fine. So ultimately I went with this one, but I got the same type of material. So although it's a different color and a different line, the fabrics are exactly the same, so I think it helps tie it in a little bit. Honestly, doesn't even need to tie in or match 100%. I love mix matching furniture, but I just felt like with this room, the same material just kind of, I don't know, I think it flows a little bit nicer. The way I would describe this couch, to me, like how I view it, is like just like a very classic, chic and timeless couch. But the way the arms are, I don't know if you can like kind of see the shape. Let me bend down. It's like giving me 2000s rom-com vibes meets 2025. My chair over here is the feather down fill, but I did go with polyfill for the couch. All 6 penny pieces come with a chunk of foam in the middle of the cushions, and then the outside, like the bottom layer and the top layer, are mixed with either down feather poly mix or strictly poly. That is the feather poly mix, and honestly, even after the very first sit and every sit since then, I have to fluff the chair when I get up. Online it says that there's essentially no difference when sitting on them, and if you did a blind sit test you might not even be able to tell the difference, and that they both require fluffing. But right off the bat I can tell that I am so happy I went with poly, because I have not fluffed the couch once and I've sat on it several times. It literally looks great. I know that over time it's definitely going to start sinking in, setting in, it'll get more comfy, so that's a good thing, but it's going to require fluffing eventually. But right off the bat I think I'm super happy with going with the all poly poly. It is a lot deeper than my last couch and it is just so comfy. I even took one of the back cushions off last night just to see how much clearance I had, and it would be like the perfect place to sleep. I actually just bought this like couch cover off of Amazon. It's kind of like a drape. It has like tassels on the border because what I love doing is throwing a big sheet over my couch. I think it's super comfy cozy, and then you also don't have to worry about anything on it since this couch and my last couch was light, but this new throw that I got looks a little bit more elegant and something I could keep on way more often than the sheet. The sheet was like a one at a time deal. Like I'd put it on for a few hours or a day and then take it off. So originally I went to just buy like a new king cream or white sheet, but then I came across the couch cover and I think that's gonna work out really well and look really nice. So if that comes in before this vlog ends, I will definitely show you. But that completes the couch saga. I think it looks great. I love it. I don't think it'll be everyone's cup of tea, but I'm so happy with it. My bed is still not made, but here's the rug. It's hard to see 100%. I literally put these pillows down so that when I'm walking by or in the middle of the night last night, I didn't slip and fall, especially with my back, knock on wood. I've really only ever had ruggable rugs or like runners from Amazon, so I didn't realize how this will slip so easily. Like I literally almost fell multiple times. So I put these here as like a precaution. These were on the couch. I'm gonna either store them or sell them. But as you can see, the clearance right here is about a pillow's length, and then if you go to the other side, it's not even that, which kind of works out because pulling this chair out on a rug would be a little bit difficult. That's something I did consider, but I don't know, just overall I think it's way too small. I could go back and get the bigger size, but I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this one. So that's that. And then this piece of art I bought, this piece right here, I did hang above the couch just on the existing nail of that piece that I'm moving here. So I hung it up here last night just to see, and I was not a fan. I just don't feel like it vibes with the space like I thought. And right now I'm going to get started on painting the base of this lamp. I brought the lampshade inside of Michael's with me, and I was holding up different colors. At first I wanted like a magenta, and then I wanted to do a green, but I felt like both the green and the magenta were kind of giving like Blue's Clues vibes. I think a pattern on here in either of those two colors would look a little better, but just being like plain colors, I just thought it might look a little like Blue's Cluesy. I don't know how else to describe it, so I decided to go with a monochromatic vibe. I only got 2 colors, 2 of each in case I needed to do multiple coats, but looking at it now in this lighting, I think I'm definitely going to go with the darker one. It's kind of a good in-between between this dark border and this one. 2 coats later, it is now dry. I kind of just have this sitting on top. It's not like screwed in or anything. I do fear that the lampshade is a tad too big for the base. Kind of thought that while I was in store, but I think I just need to see it up on the buffet like once the art is moved over. I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I do like the monochromatic vibe, but the nice thing is I can literally always change it. And I didn't even use, I don't even think half of one of these, and I threw some paint away because I over poured. So note to self, I don't need as much paint as I might think. I didn't know how well it was gonna grab on, but it was pretty opaque after the first coat. So it only took 2 coats. This is what I used to restore my table when I originally bought it and just kind of give it a refresh. I just can't remember if I did Walmart, what am I saying? I can't remember if I did walnut or dark walnut. I feel like the buffed version of this looks like my table, but the raw version of that looks like my table on the photo. I feel like I'm gonna go with dark walnut. Hopefully this is correct. Also, shout out to the Home Depot app because you can just look up any product you want and it'll tell you not only the exact aisle, but the exact bay of that aisle. I want a new plant for my buffet, I think. I feel like this one is cute and can tolerate not super direct sunlight, if I'm remembering correctly, because I did have one like this in the past. It's also time to repot all of my plants. I never know which soil to get, and I can never remember what I got the last time. I feel like this is ringing a bell. This is way too big. Do they have smaller ones? I really don't want my plants to grow any bigger than they already are though, and this says grows plants twice as big. Let me keep going and see if there's anything smaller. No, I think this is like mulch and stuff. Actually, let's just walk down here to be sure. Okay, I guess the big one it is, but they do have another one, or like another section down here. So I'm just gonna grab this one. Oh, oh my God. This is way heavier than I thought. The cashier just helped me, and she took that bag for me and didn't let me put it back, which was so nice. She could probably tell I was struggling a bit, but obviously I should have looked inside with the indoor plants for the indoor potting soil. I think I'm just gonna go with this one, even though it says grows twice as big. Hopefully that's not the case. Dining room is officially done. I did make a short form video for this, so I didn't do much of anything on camera other than like buffing the table. I showed that product at Home Depot, obviously. That is what I originally used. Like I said, when I first got the table, it won't get 100,000,000% out of everything, but there were so many little scratches and white marks and things, and it's all completely gone now. And what is left is honestly barely noticeable, like other than myself, because I know exactly where the scratches and spots are. I don't think anyone else would be able to tell. Like I said, the table was in a circle. It's now an oval. Makes such a big difference. Eventually I will want to switch it back. Like I said, I kind of just do that every so often. Like I had mentioned, I took this frame from above the couch and put it here, and then I ended up taking the Sex and the City frame that was next to this frame and also putting it in the corner. It just looked a little bare over to the left. I feel like with the two white frames here, although they were plain, they were much larger and just like took more of your attention. But with this little frame, I just needed some color or something over there, so I feel like that worked out perfectly. Before anybody says it, I wish this frame was bigger. I wish the matting was thicker. It would also fit the space a lot better. I do think this frame is a tad too small. I honestly thought that before I officially hung it, but like I'm just someone, once I have something in my head, I need to see how it is, so I hung it anyways. And I was like, oh boy, it's way too small. But once I put everything on top of the buffet, this is really just a dresser from my grandparents that we redid. I've mentioned that I think in other videos, but I call it a buffet because it kind of acts as one with the dining table. But once I put all the decor on top, I feel like it did look better, and I really want this art here. So the only thing I would ever consider doing is getting it reframed, but it was so expensive to frame it since it's a custom sized piece of art. I just like really don't think that that's worth it. Don't quote me, but I don't have it in my plans or in my head right now to do that. I am absolutely obsessed with the way that this lamp turned out. I already had this topper from my sister. She got this for me from my other lamp. It was also from At Home. She just got it a couple of years ago. I didn't see it when I was there a few days ago, so I don't think they have it anymore. But I love the monochromatic, and I love just the little funky extra touch of the bird on top. I think it is so cute. I need to learn how to turn tracking off on my camera, because whenever I put my hand, which I tend to do a lot, I blame it on my Italian roots, it defocuses the background and focuses on my hand, so I apologize for that. I already had all of this. The decanter I got years ago. I think Raina bought this for me, if I'm not mistaken. Raina or my sister, for like part of my housewarming gift for my last apartment. I honestly cannot remember. I already had these glasses. This is a tray. I think it's actually metal, although it looks like marble. And then, as you know, I got the plant from Home Depot and this little pot at Home, and I've had these candlestick holders for years. They're from Amazon. They are still linked in my storefront. I just saw them there recently when I was updating my lists. It's really crazy with just moving around some like art that you might already have in your house can do, or just adding a couple of pieces of new decor. The living room looks absolutely bare. It's honestly giving I just moved in or I'm moving out. Like, although it's just one wall, it's like that's the feeling I keep getting when I look over here. But all of the holes are already patched and painted, so it's ready for something new. I'm thinking just one large piece of art, like I said, but I need to measure and spend some time online looking for art. I don't want to spend a ton of money, but I do want something just larger, one statement piece. There was a little bit of mixed opinions when I posted getting the couch in a short form video. A lot of people mostly were devastated about me losing the Chase Lounge. I honestly didn't use it as much as you would think that I did, but I'll admit it was something I was concerned about as well, and I had already priced out how much it would be to buy an ottoman, maybe just to float next to the coffee table and pull up when I wanted to rest my legs. But after seeing how open the living room is without the Chase and sitting on the couch for a good amount of time, I am not missing somewhere to put my feet whatsoever. This couch is so much deeper than my last couch. Like, I used to be able to sit crisscross applesauce on my old couch, but my legs would be like right about to hang over. I can do that on this couch and have so much clearance still in front of my legs, and it's just so comfortable. It's literally like sinking into a cloud. Zero regrets on the couch, zero regrets letting go of the Chase, and zero regrets with the polyfill. It's already settling in very nicely, and it's, like I said, just so comfortable. Funny story about the mirror I had bought for the bathroom. It did fit perfectly, and I went to hang it up. It needed an anchor because that mirror is very heavy. And when I went to start the process and drill just a hole to put the anchor in, I hit something with my drill, but it wasn't like a stud. I fear that it might have been like a pipe. Obviously, it's in the bathroom. I've never hung something above a sink like that, and it just really freaked me out. So I put the old mirror back on. So when you walk out of the bathroom, this is what you see, and I honestly love it. I had been contemplating putting art here, but never thought of a mirror, and probably would have never if I didn't just end up with an extra non-returnable mirror. This is like the lightest part of the day aside from right in the morning or golden hour, and as you can see, the hallway is very dark. It's kind of dreary. I never really have the lights on because as soon as I exit the bathroom, I usually shut the light off. So I feel like it just kind of opens up the space, gives the illusion that it's a little larger and it's not so stuffy and confined right here. And then very last update, the rug is right here and I am hopefully going to be selling it. I posted it online. We'll see if anyone is interested. It ended up being so much more purple. If you remember how it looked in the cart wrapped up compared to even right now in frame, it looked like a baby pink or more towards that end, and it's like totally purple. So the color honestly didn't end up working out anyhow, regardless of the size. And then this was kind of like a little bonus project. I have had this duvet cover from Amazon for a couple of months before I got injured. I just have not gotten around or had the energy to put it on. I think it was like 20 or 30 bucks. I have a Brooklinen duvet and Brooklinen sheets. I've had them for like a year and a half. I've been using the same exact pair of everything, washing them weekly. And I just got to the point a couple of months ago where I think I need like a second additional sheet set, but I didn't want to invest in another Brooklinen duvet. Obviously it's pricey, but also I really only like the same color that I have. They don't have any like crazy patterns. It's more just solid colors, and I only like the tan sandy color. So I still need to buy a sheet set, but I figured I would just get like cheaper duvets off of Amazon and I can switch them out frequently, and I thought that might be fun. Obviously this is reversible, and I originally planned to have this side out, but then when I was putting it together, I was like, the green's kind of fun. I feel like the overall vibe is giving like boutique fashion-y hotel. I don't know if I'm describing that right, but I love it. And then yesterday I got a package from my long distance bestie who lives in Washington, and she sent me this. I think she got it at like a little farmer's market or a farm, and it is flowers from Washington. Honestly, just so sweet because it feels like I have a piece of her in her new home state. So I hung that right here. It was literally the first thing that I saw when I woke up this morning, and she was the first thing I thought about. So that's kind of the perfect little addition to this wall. And here I have all of my couch pillows. I took off the covers, washed them. My cousin actually said she could use them, so I'm gonna give these to her next time I see her. I feel like I just powered through those updates so fast. When I was done, I was like kind of winded. I was like, was I even like taking the appropriate amount of breaths per minute? So if it was a little quick and chaotic, I apologize. Also, if you were like, what the hell were you doing when I was standing on the couch? Standing on a brand new couch like that is definitely not my preference, but I don't have anyone to help me move the couch right now, and it's not feasible with my back. And when I want to finish something, I want to finish it. So I wanted to finish touching up the paint after patching the holes yesterday, but I was obviously very careful and I did not spill. I think I'm going to end this vlog here. I'm like debating, do I even call this a vlog? Do I just call it like home improvement vlog or home improvement video? Everything was really a success besides the rug and that framed art, which I am bummed about because those combined were almost $100, like literally half of what I spent at home. They were still good deals, but I just feel like it was kind of a waste, and I'm trying not to be upset with myself. I don't know. I just think that like everything being so much percentage off and me feeling like it was not going to be there if I wanted to go back and get it drove me to make a little bit more irrational decisions than I typically do when shopping. I'm like a very level-headed, realistic shopper in my opinion, even when I'm doing a project. So not my finest moment in terms of impulse buying, but hopefully I can find new homes for both of those pieces. Obviously, like I said, still need to find art for here, potentially still want a rug for the bedroom. But other than those two things, like I think I'm officially done with revamping all of my areas in the house that I wanted to. Oh, and the living room lamp. So art, possible rug in the bedroom, and possible new lamp in the living room, and that'll be it. I've been up since 5 because I had allergy testing this morning, and I was sitting here trying to think, why am I so exhausted? And it just dawned on me that they gave me an allergy pill after my testing this morning at like 9, and I don't know if it was non-drowsy. I'm gonna assume not because I feel like I could sleep for like a month right now. So I think I'm gonna go take a nice long shower and then start editing this video so I can get it up tomorrow. Thank you for watching and coming on my home improvement extravaganza with me. Home decor extravaganza, I guess home improvement like indicates more construction, so maybe I shouldn't call it that. And I will see you in the next video.